Imagine that you've won the past 3 driver championships, the past 2 constructors championships. You have basically the best driver in the world at the moment, the fastest car, the best engineer. They are basically on top of the world. But all good things must come to an end, and it looks like the end of the road for Red Bull is near. We all knew that Red Bull's greatness wouldn't last forever, but I personally didn't see it ending before the new regulations came into play in 2026. And I certainly didn't see it ending like this. If I would have told you what I'm about to tell you a couple months ago, you would have called me crazy. But here we are. The dominoes have fallen, the tough times are here for Red Bull, and unfortunately, I think they're here to stay. But before we hop into the actual video, I just want to thank you guys for watching my content. I also post live streams after every qualifying session and every race, so if you do want to support the channel and see more F1 content, please make sure to subscribe. I am trying to reach 150 subscribers by the end of March, so it would really help me out if you did hit that subscribe button. It's free to do, and you can always unsubscribe later if you don't enjoy it. So help out a suffering Ferrari fan and make my day a little bit better by hitting that subscribe button. Done? Let's go. Christian Horner, or as I now like to refer to him, Han Solo, has been in the center of some unwanted attention for a couple of weeks now. Christian Horner has been with Red Bull Racing from the very start back in 2005. He's led the team to 6 Constructors Championships and 7 Driver Championships. He has also helped bring on essential personnel and sponsorships to the team, which have been vital in the team's overall success, and especially their success in the past couple years. And although he has been praised for his work in that team principal position, life isn't all about work, and the other aspects of life can quickly catch up with you. Back on February 2nd, Dutch newspaper outlet De Telegraaf learned that Red Bull have started an investigation into Horner. After that, all was quiet for a couple days until Red Bull released an official statement confirming that there is indeed an ongoing internal investigations into the actions of Horner. There are no more details given, and the fact that the information was leaked by a Dutch outlet points a whole bunch of fingers in a certain direction. This investigation sparks debates and a whole bunch of different theories about what Horner could have done to be in this mess. Some people even thought that Horner was under the microscope for his harsh, aggressive leadership style, which I think is hilarious after 20 years in that position. A couple weeks go by, Horner attends the RB20 launch, and everyone acts as if all is well. But then, one day later, on February 16th, a report, once again from Dutch outlet De Telegraaf, comes out that Horner and his team had offered the employee who made the complaint a 6-figure settlement before the complaints were even made. Horner then attends the preseason testing, and the entire issue is avoided as if not everyone in the entire F1 universe is eyeing that situation to see what's going to happen next. Then, a couple days before the season is set to officially begin in Bahrain, Red Bull released a statement stating that they have concluded their investigation and cleared Horner of any wrongdoing. So, Christian Horner is cleared of any wrongdoing. Red Bull look ready to start off another dominant season. All is good in Red Bull land, right? Not even close. Clearly, some people in that Red Bull organization were not at all happy with the outcome of the investigation because just a day later, a bomb is dropped. Reports start circulating all over X that a Google Drive folder containing over 50 images that were used as evidence in the investigation were sent out to over 100 reporters. It was quickly reported that any reporter would have a lawsuit filed against them if they were to make the contents public, and Horner made a statement reaffirming the fact that he denies the allegations and respects the process and outcome of the independent investigation that was carried out by Red Bull. But the internet somehow always wins, and not even a day later, the Google Drive with all of its contents are circulating the web like wildfire. Now, I must admit that I too have seen the pictures, and if you want to see them for yourselves, who am I to stop you? This entire scandal leads to a day full of questions and rumors about Horner, not about the actual race that is about to happen in 2 days. When Max Verstappen was asked whether he believes Horner is the right man to lead the team, he didn't show strong backing for Horner and said he was focusing on his performance for that weekend. It seems like the situation just kept getting worse and worse for Christian Horner, which in turn meant that it kept getting worse for Red Bull as well. Their future engine supplier, Ford, also released a statement saying that they would be closely watching the situation to see how it unfolded and how Red Bull handled it. And a full-blown leak and war between their personnel was not what they had in mind. But unfortunately, that's exactly what was about to happen. One day later, it's race day in Bahrain, and Horner makes a bold statement to start off the weekend, walking hand in hand with his wife, former Spice Girl Geri Halliwell. With many people questioning whether his marriage could even survive, This was a strong show of support for her husband from Jerry. At the same time, FIA president, who was now in some hot water of his own, confirmed that the FIA has no plans to further investigate the matter as they received no formal complaint. He does, however, add that the controversy surrounding Horner is damaging the sport. So indirectly, Horner is now already in the crosshairs of the FIA. After winning the race, Horner confirmed that he fully expects to continue being the team principal, but just that very evening, Jos Verstappen, former F1 driver and more importantly, Max Verstappen's father, gives an exclusive to Mail Sport claiming that there is tension in the team as long as Horner remains in his position and the team is in danger of being torn apart. It cannot go on the way it is, it will explode. And that Horner is playing the victim when he is the one causing the problems. Wow, Jos Verstappen is not one to ever hold back, but this was a missile pointed directly at Christian Horner. Given that all the leaks so far had come from Die Telegraaf, a Dutch media outlet, it would just seem like another piece of the puzzle that fits perfectly if we did find out that Jos Verstappen himself was the one leaking all this information to the press. That's a second missile aimed right at Horner. And just to make sure he doesn't miss out on any of the fun, Toto Wolff has to jump in and give his 2 cents on the subject as well. March 3rd, the day after Jos Verstappen made his statements, Toto Wolff came out urging the FIA to set the compass right, insisting that the matter should not be in the hands of the team itself, but the governing body. This now indirectly puts Red Bull under the microscope, implying that they can't handle an investigation of this caliber on their own and need the governing body to intervene. A day later, pictures surfaced of a heated altercation between Jos Verstappen and Christian Horner. Jos has since apologized for the altercation, but that doesn't change the fact that it happened. After the fact, there was a meeting between Jos Verstappen and Toto Wolff where reportedly the idea of Max Verstappen potentially driving for Mercedes next year in 2025 was discussed. Max has also been asked on multiple occasions about Horner and he refuses to publicly back Christian in any form whatsoever. Of course, there are still many details that I haven't mentioned yet and the story keeps developing day after day. But one thing is certain, as the story keeps dragging on, Red Bull suffer more and more. Red Bull is above all a business, and what does any business hate? Losing money. In Formula 1, winning and success brings in the crazy bucks. But now, they have a hard decision to make. On one hand, they can decide to sack Christian Horner, a man who has been a pillar in all the success the team has had, a man who is the reason many other team members stay on, a leader to all. They could let him buy the team, but this would come with one of the biggest possible problems you could ever imagine in Formula 1. They would lose Max Verstappen. A driver at the peak of his career, more dominant than any other driver for the past 3 years, an absolute wizard in the car. All that would be lost if Red Bull have anything to do with Horner long term. Jos has hinted at this multiple times and Max himself has not denied it. He will do whatever he wants with no regard for anyone else. He will not stay on the team if he does not like the outcome. On the other hand, Adrian Newey, the chief technical officer and without a doubt the best engineer and car designer in the past 20 years, has an exit clause that allows him to leave if Horner is no longer with the team. He has previously voiced his desire to work at Ferrari, and given the fact that the Ferrari lineup for 2025 looks promising, Newey moving teams as well would not be out of the question. Red Bull are in a lose-lose situation, and the longer it drags on, the uglier it gets. Ford, their engine supplier come 2026, is said to be looking for exit clauses in their contract, reportedly unsatisfied with the entire show going on at Red Bull. Now, the only question that remains to be seen is who will Red Bull decide to back. If Horner gets his way and becomes a part team owner, they could be harming themselves in the process. It's do or die for Red Bull, and the next couple of weeks will be very telling. I think Red Bull made a huge mistake in letting it get this bad. It has gotten to the point where there really is no right answer. The Verstappen camp have shown where their loyalties lie, and it isn't with Horner. And honestly, I would be lying if I said I wouldn't choose any route that ends up having Max Verstappen on my team as a driver. I also don't think Horner should lose his job, at least not from what we've seen so far, because no matter what he has done as a person, he's one hell of a good team principal and he deserves to be in that position. Red Bull is a ticking time bomb, and the longer it drags on, the more likely a Max Verstappen departure next year becomes a reality. Max's loyalty lies with his father, Jos, and if his father wants Christian Horner gone, it's going to be hard for Red Bull to compete against that. If he refuses to leave, Christian Horner will ultimately destroy Red Bull in a process, and a team principal without a team is nothing. And if I had anything to do with managing any F1 team, the option that gives me Max Verstappen is the one I'm going for. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please make sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. Let me know what you think about the situation developing at Red Bull down in the comment section below. And if you do want to see more content like this, like I said before, make sure to subscribe because I am posting a video every single week related to Formula 1. Thank you guys again and see you next time. Bye.